we got some feedback, so maybe mute your mic, everyone.
All right, so I'm going to switch back to this. All right, since we're looking down here, we'll play down here. Get that out of the way.
I see Big Red.
What's that?
All
right.
There we go. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're recording this already. Thank you, Dave Nelson, for arranging to have the talented Bruce Mathison. Bruce, you're looking like you're in a control center for a football game. I love it. I mean, this is just like you've upped your game. You've got your game face on, your hat, your headset. Direct our team. Let's get up over the goal line here. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Bruce, who's going to give us some amazing updates. And then anyone after that has questions can unmute yourself and go for it, Bruce.
Well, thanks very much, Doran. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, we're going to, this is going to be Team Up With Us. This is broadcasting. This is live webinars. This is one-on-one conversations and interviews we're going to start doing with this stuff. It's going to be crazy. And it's going to be fun. I'll tell you what, I've never seen, everybody talks about excitement about upcoming events, like our May 1st event. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of stuff. There's a lot of anticipation with what's going to take place and announcements that are going to happen here next Saturday. But when I look at this crazy Team Up With Us concept that Dave has come up with and being able to use his plethora of collectibles that he has gathered over since he's been 14 or 15 years old, the net worth of those crazy things. And I don't know how many on this call or this webinar has seen it in person. It's one thing to have Dave tell you about it. It's another thing to see it in person. Even his new house that he moved in Sioux Falls, his man cave is his entire basement of this house, and you look at it, every single wall. I mean, I got spaces up here, and I'm going to fill them because we just moved into this house, but my wall will be full. But there's not an inch of space that doesn't have a picture, a poster, a card, an englassed piece of paraphernalia from whatever era of whatever sport, from the world-class athletes to the gold medal champions to every football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, cricket, presidents, you name it. He's got it plastered on his walls. And you sit there, and I've seen this thing a handful of times now. But even when I go in there now, I just stare at the walls. He goes, "Hey, come on." He goes, "Bruce, we got to come in here." I go, "Hang on a second. Was this new? Is this, I haven't seen this before." And there's every inch of every wall is just completely covered. And it's an amazing spectacle to see. And you get a real feel understanding the amount of time it took him to collect all those things, to gather all those things, to put them up. And not only that, that's just in his house. Then he's got a safe that has the real gems of his collectible stuff. And a long time ago, Dave was always trying to figure out what he was going to do with those. When he started Valentus, he always had it in the back of his head that he would try to use those in some way, shape, or fashion. But it's always been tough for the network marketing industry, the network marketing world together to get their hands into sports, because a lot of the products weren't sports related. Most of them were weight loss or skincare or just health and nutrition, some kind of tree bark or seaweed or seal skin from some part of the world that made you something special, that did something for you, that made you healthier and more vibrant and all that kind of stuff. It was really hard to break into that sports category. And for me, when I was introduced to Dave and asked him about his collection, I said, "Will you ever bring this into your company of Valentus?" He said, "At some point, we will." And I said, well, that's when you call me. When you do that, because when you look at all of these, whether it's Nu Skin, Amway, Shackley, Herbalife, and every company that's fallen underneath those giants out there. They pretty much have the same products and the same pitches and the same compensation plans and the same stuff. But very few. Now, Herbalife, I will say this, Herbalife found a reason to break into that sports market, and they bought a professional soccer team. And they right on their jerseys is Herbalife. Everything up there, they own the team. So they broke into that market space and with some of their products. And from Pharmanex, so they use, no, not from Pharmanex, that's New Skin, but some of their nutritional lines and their proteins and whatnot. So they've got their foot in the door, but nobody has what Dave has. Nobody has the athletes that he's become personal friends with, because he pays these pro athletes, these Hall of Famers, these legends in sports all around the globe. He pays each one of them for their autograph, and they love it, and that's his collection. But now he's gone back to them and said, hey, guys, can I use you to build my company? Can I use your autographs? Can I use your pictures? Can I use your cards? And they all love it. They say, hey, how do we get involved? How do we do this? How can we stay with you, Dave? And he's developed that relationship with these guys, which is really unique. It's one thing to endorse an athlete. They'll all take endorsements. You give a guy $1 million, he's going to say whatever you want to say, whenever you want to say it, for a period of time. This is a little different. The hook is everybody collects sports memorabilia. Now, again, some of the people that aren't fans, some of the people that don't like sports for whatever reason or don't play, they're just not interested. But everybody also exercises, walks, runs, jogs, swims, rides a bike, climbs a mountain, goes and works out at a gym. Everybody, from walking all the way to the world-class sprinter that wins a gold medal, exercises. And if you exercise, then we want to develop a product line using the athletic market, using the athletes as themselves as testimonials to sell a product, not just to build a business, but to also build a business that has an unbelievable amount of customers. See, one thing, you want to get to a 500 million in sales. That's one thing. You got to have a lot of people excited about your product, your compensation plan, and all the relationship building that goes on in this network marketing industry. But if you want to get to $1 billion, you've got to get that consumer to buy without the pressure of selling. And that's where that spending capital in this industry comes from. Everybody has to have shirts, jackets, hats, gloves. I mean, goodness gracious, I play this pickleball, this goofy little game of pickleball that I absolutely have become enamored with. My first racket was $20. My second racket was $45. My third racket was $89. My last racket was $200. Oh, did I say too loud? My wife might be listening. $200 for this stupid racket. But it's that advancement as you get better, and it works. It helps. I found one that I really like. I don't need anymore. But then you buy ball after ball, and you spend a lot of money. Goodness gracious, I got a pickleball hat. I got pickleball shoes. I got pickleball shirts, because it's part of the gamut. And that's what people are willing to pay for if they like your product or your service. Nike didn't get to be Nike just because they stuck with one tennis shoe, multiples of tennis shoes. Then they went to the clothing line and athletic apparel, and they went to apparatus equipment, and they sell footballs, baseballs, they sell it all. And so as we start this road of the sports market, that's where you get to see. Not only that, you bring in sports specialists, just not the athletes, but you also start to bring in sports trainers, sports doctors, sports enthusiasts, it's a never ending world. And all of it has spending capital. Our job is to produce a product that they'll want, they'll reorder, and will stay on the rest of their athletic life. And I don't care if you're 10 or you're 80. You want to produce a product that will help them do whatever exercise or whatever sport that they're involved in. That's where we're going with this. We're trying to produce and get to the masses that like to go for a walk or play hardcore professional sports. But we want to produce products that are safe, that are non-drug, and that are certified, whether it's the BSCG, whether it's WADA, whether it's NSF, whoever it is. We're going to take as many of those products that we're producing and get them certified to be safe for everybody to take around the globe. That opens up an entirely new market for you. And for me, my goal is to get these distributors to have 20 times more customers than they have distributors. And we want to be able to engineer a product and produce stuff in forms of a product and material and audio and visual that it's exciting, it's fun, it's energetic. Nike's done as good a job on their campaign side as they've done on their product side. Not everybody likes Nike, but they like their campaigns and their slogans and the things they come up with, and the athletes that they use. Be like Mike, just do it, Bo knows. All of those things contribute to the sales of their product. Our job is to produce something like that in that sports space where we can produce and get the energy out of the distributor line to do just that. Hey, I'm just not looking for you to make $1 million. I need some help. Our product is so popular and is moving off the shelf so quickly. I need some help in distribution. If we get customers and we get groups of people taking this product, whether it be Emulin or the enzyme, whether we've got a couple new things coming down the pike here as far as for that sports market, that when we make that stuff popular in the locker room, and that's what Dave's athletes are going to be able to do for us, they're going to just start talking to them. And they don't want endorsement money. They want to be part of the company. They want to be part of the group. They want to be part of the fun. And when we start going live into these conventions, once this COVID crap lifts, we start going in and having conventions again, we're going to have a whole segment of sports. We're going to come in and learn how to do this and learn how to that, learn how to play that, and hobnob with these guys. And they're going to sit there and give advice to your children and your grandchildren and these high school athletes and college athletes. And we're going to make this so cool and so much fun. It won't feel like a business. It'll feel like they just something they want to get involved in. You won't have trouble finding the people that you need and to support and build a part-time business or a full-time business or whatever you want. I think gone are the old days of the old network marketing. Everybody within 3 feet, here's what you're doing. To be honest with you, that drives my wife crazy. In her business, where she's very successful, she works in that cybersecurity space, which now is becoming very popular. She doesn't have to tell everybody within 3 feet or a 20-second elevator speech, but she goes out and she does traditional business advertising. She gets clients, and those clients buy her product, and they sign contracts for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years out because they want that protection that her company offers in all of the software stuff that they use. So for us, we're going to take when you approach this athletic market, we want to take that approach of, hey, we want to protect you as an athlete because you're going to get hurt. I don't care if you walk. I've seen people walk and fall off a curb and sprain their ankle because they were looking down at their phone, right? It happens every day. And all of a sudden they're out 4 or 5 weeks. They can't go for a walk, can't go for the jog, can't go because their ankle's swollen. Well, what if I could offer you a drug-free, a non-safe product that's not only good for you in healing and ailing the body and getting down that problem area, but also giving you a little more energy, a little more vitality, a little more kick in your step, all that kind of stuff, right? And that's what we want. We're gonna approach these people with this product line in the sports area of, I want to get you back in your game. I want to get you back walking. I want to get you back running. I want to get you back jogging. I want to get you back on the pickleball court, the tennis court, the basketball court, the swim. I want to get you back on your mountain bike. I want to get you back doing the things you like, because I'll guarantee you, if you put out any kind of energy, at some point in time, that energy is going to reverse and you're going to hurt something. As I get older, I get out of bed and I hurt for no reason whatsoever. I'm going to be 62 tomorrow, and I get up and I go, what? I didn't do anything, and my shoulder hurts. It's crazy, right? But that's the type of atmosphere, that's the type of advertising, that's the type of campaign that we want to start doing. Is we are going to be a little bit like Nike and take some of their successful campaign slogans, what they've done, and put it into our Valentus sports division of, hey, you want to play? Play with us. Here's what we've got. Here's how we get you back in your game when something odd happens, and it's going to happen. So let's get you back on the force and team up with us. And so we've decided as a group, we were trying to push this and get this ready for next Saturday, but it got way too big for us. So we had to take a step back and reevaluate what we were doing. And the reason being is because it was getting popular right off the bat. And we weren't ready to send out the information. We weren't ready to. Dave didn't have all his cards quite all together, so we could put it to a fulfillment house so everybody could get that. So anybody that's been part of this team up with us, you're getting your cards. Don't worry, they're just coming. But there's other things that we just need to get lined up because we got this big event next Saturday. So we just kind of put a little bit of hold. But Dave will say something at the end of the conference on Saturday about this next phase of team up and where it's going. And then from that point, come May 2nd, my job, I will be full blown with Dave on Team Up With Us and getting everything geared up, getting everything ready. And we are going to launch it probably the end of June. Dave wants to have a big hoopla, a big thing in Sioux Falls at a golf course and kick it off with all kinds of cool, fun celebrities. And hopefully by end of June, people will be able to travel. The load is starting to lighten up here and there. I know here in Arizona, the mask mandate is gone. Individual stores still have them, but a lot of people are getting back outside. They're getting back playing games. I see the parks are full of kids again, playing soccer, playing flag football, doing all that kind of stuff again. And so we're getting back to that. So this is a really good timing for us as far as Team Up, to be able to launch this product line with a couple more products, and also be able to give them audios and visuals and the funnel system that we're putting together through Rick Cotton and those guys. It's going to be phenomenal. So that's the update of what we're doing. We're looking at an end of June launch, maybe July, but we've expanded our reach. And after the May 1st event, after next Saturday, we're going to start doing a once a week call. And at that point, as we iron out just a couple more things on fulfillment and how to get things out, so it ties into the back office, it ties into Team Up With Us on the funnel system, then you'll be able to invite guests, and then the guests will be able to follow up and start to join. We'll have a handful of athletes will have their own funnels that you'll be able to use, and that's going to be exciting, and it's going to be fun. Dave is he's like a kid in a candy store, man. He's every time I call him, oh, Bruce, let's team up there, because he keeps talking to these goofball athletes, and they get excited with what's happening. They get their face in the limelight again in front of, literally, it will be thousands and thousands of people, and they get to interact with each other, which is really going to be fun. We'll set the stage. We'll have guys that played against each other in a World Series talk trash to each other now that they're in their 60s and 70s, which is really kind of fun to watch. But they all have stories. They all have that little thing that I don't know if you guys heard Don Carson this morning. They talk about building those relationships and building those, even as these guys get older, these men and women that have played in their 20s and 30s and are now 50 and 60, where they hated each other. They now have the ability to go back and talk and laugh about the stories. They made fun of each other, and that is really unique. And that's going to be a real intricate part of there's some. Dave's going to introduce a couple of things about Team Up With Us that nobody's heard about yet. And I can't even tell you what it is. I want to, but I can't. But some of these people that have been involved in other aspects of sports that he's bringing on to really make this thing something unique and something special. So that's my update. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or whatever you want to say, have at it.
Wow, Bruce.
Wow.
You've got me re-energized, and I've been part of this secretly in the background. So this is so exciting, and I let everyone know last week what's about to come. And this is really, truly a paradigm shift in the industry. And Bruce, it's because of Dave, but your leadership. And I'd like to personally thank you, because I know what you've done behind the scenes to keep Dave on track and to keep the focus going. And I am just so thrilled that Valentus is going to be this world-class entity helping people of all ages deal with aches and pains, but also empower them to get out and do something in a sporting way. So thank you, Bruce. Really appreciative. Anyone that has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask Bruce. And thank you again, Bruce. Wonderful.
Oh, more than welcome.
Hi, Bruce. It's Susan Fernandez.
Hey, Susan.
How are you?
Good. Really good.
Good. Here's my question. With the sports memorabilia, is that strictly going to be given away when they come to see a presentation?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the only way it's being given away. Okay.
Have to do something to get something.
Right.
Yeah.
No, understood. I just didn't know if it was going to be tied in at all with the kids, or, where we'd be able to. I just was curious how that was going to play.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. For anybody that's going to sit and want something, and as far as a collectible, a card, or whatever Dave decides to do, he'll up his game too down the road. yeah, they are going to have to sit through a little 40-minute presentation. And that's the other thing we're trying to really iron out. We've hired a guy by the name of Ron Williams. And Ron is kind of a producer he's done a lot of production and documentaries and stuff. They're a, how do I say it? A little bit of a marketing firm and how to put things together in a right way, professional way, and add all the good things in something that's very visual. And he's going to help a lot in that area so that these webinars are concise and to the point. And then they will, when we finally get the final script down with exactly what we want, we'll produce that, and then we'll go to different cities. We'll alert everybody where this is going to be played out in a campaign, and so you'll be able to participate in that.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing of what we're trying to accomplish. So when we do something, some of it will be live, but most of it will be taped. But it'll come across as live. It'll come across just as if this is really happening. We're really doing this, and nobody will know the difference. What we're really after is the information that's going to be on these audios and on these videos, and the information that's written and things they're looking at. We're going to force them to go. We want them to buy. They're going to get a collectible. Yes, there's no question, and we have those. But the real deal is whatever we use, whatever the finalized portion of that presentation is going to be, it's going to lead them to a sale. So you guys make a profit.
I have another question for you.
Shoot.
With this new website, are we going to have buy now pages? In other words, if we want to go do internet marketing and we want to say instant youth, are we going to be able to send them, instead of right now, it's send them to the website, they got to put in their information before they pick their products. Is that going to get solved?
In the app, we're doing that. We're going to be able to do that through an app. So there's a feature in the app that we've got right now. It's going to tie into some of these funnels where you'll be able to give a presentation, and on your screen, you're going to be able to put up these little emojis. So you can put a picture of the instant youth. You can put a picture of Emulin. You could picture of whatever you want on there in your presentation. They're going to be able to take their screen, roll their arrow right up to what they want, touch it, and it'll take them right to a page where they can buy it while you're giving the presentation.
Wow.
Okay, so while you're doing, but
you're doing the presentation.
All right, I'm not referring, when you say presentation on the business or presentation on the product.
Meaning that if you do a Zoom for your group, here's
that's not where I'm going. Yeah.
Well, here's what we're looking at real carefully, right? And I'll touch on this and one of the features in that app. So starting after May, the app is going to become very important to everybody. We're opening up that app, especially because we're doing this funnel program with a sample program. We're now going to be sample not only just the instant youth, but we're going to be sampling the coffee. The perk is coming back around the corner again,
Great.
and now we have what's the orange stuff? Tropical Blast.
Tropical.
So we're going to have Tropical Blast as that. I understand your question in a website. We're going to have a new website that's been designed, and again, it's going to be announced here in May where to go with that and what to do with that. Some of the features on that will be, hey, at some point they're going to have to go through something so you get credit. The difficulty with everything that we're doing is that you bring somebody to a presentation of any kind or send them somewhere to any type of a link. We want to make sure that you are tied to that so that if they decide to purchase, if they decide to buy, you're getting credit. People always say, oh, the website easy. Yes, the website's really easy. The hard part about a website in this industry is getting it to work with the infrastructure in the back office of the company. We're dealing with thousands of people around the globe with different languages and all that kind of stuff, and make sure that every time there's some type of transition that takes place, that you're making sure that you're getting credited in your group and getting paid to do so.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So the answer to that question is no. Then, all right.
We're going
to have to create our own.
No. You won't have to create your own. State your question one more time for me.
Okay, if we do some Facebook ads or whatever the heck it is we decide to do, okay, and we put an ad out there and we want to sell Emulin, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We do whatever it is we're going to do. We want to be able to drive them straight to a page that says buy now. They click that, they can buy now and put their information in. It can show other products later, but we want it to be boom, boom, done if they want to be done. And they still have to put their information in. So as long as the connection, but we're looking to be able to go straight to a page where they can do that rather than, oh, well, I want to look at products and, okay, well, where's that product and where do I find that? Right now it's just not conducive to making that happen without a lot of human interface. And that's what we're looking to change. So I don't know if we're going to have to create a store with it in it or what we're going to have to do, but that's what I'm looking to do. And so the way we're structured right now, it doesn't work. So I'd like to be able to pop them to a straight page. You know how we had the Prevail Emulin? We could do that as our face page, right, Bruce?
Yeah. Well, here's, and again, I think what you're asking, if I understand you correctly, you just want to send somebody someplace, they look at a product and go, I can buy it, and they want to buy it right then and there. Is that what you're saying? Did I lose you?
Yeah, she's. Let's move on to because I know that is in the works, and I've been in discussions with Dave ongoing now, and with that recent change with his partner now to create all that stuff, Bruce, and so anybody else have any other questions? Ron, you had a question specifically.
Dave Nelson and I both wondered if we're going to get back the Zeolite product, the NCD product that was out there for about a month and then disappeared. And I had one bottle and want more.
It's coming. It's coming back.
Good.
It's been repackaged, relabeled, renamed.
Good. Thanks.
But you have it. Yeah, it's back.
Wonderful.
And I think that'll be one of the announcements next Saturday too, where to get that back in our back office again.
Awesome.
Right.
Okay. We haven't lost it.
Anybody else have any other questions? Well, it sounds like we've hit a home run right out of the park with these updates. I'm so happy again, Bruce, to get all this information, and everybody needs to really focus on getting their people on the call for the first, and get on the giveaway, get your memorabilia. You've all been invited onto that. Dave can send you the link for the Sports Memorabilia beta. You've all been invited onto that, and get your memorabilia. I think the next one's on Tuesday, is it not, Bruce?
A week from Tuesday.
A week from Tuesday. Okay.
A week
Jerry,
from
I
this
have a
next
question.
Tuesday. Okay.
I was just wondering if the customer pricing is going to be the same. Is the whole pricing structure the same? Because right now the only difference really is the $20 membership. So to build the customer base, it's still the same price as wholesale, or is going to be a difference there that's more emphasized than it is now?
No, you're going to have to wait till Saturday. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, they're going to introduce a customer program it's got a few tweaks in it for than it's been before, but you'll hear all those numbers. I'm not supposed to say anything yet, but
Okay, no problem.
yeah, but you'll like it. It'll improve your business. And one thing we really do need is that customer base. We need that outside influence of not everybody that you talk to is going to be a distributor, and we don't want to turn them away because they got responsibilities, kids, families, jobs, opportunities. They don't need the money, but we want them to want our product. When that happens, then you can climb that next step.
Yeah, that's so true.
Oh, by the way, we've been getting a handful of emails here and there about, can we can our customers look at our event on Saturday? The answer is yes, but we didn't create a link. We didn't want masses of people just joining that are, could say or do anything. So if you want people, if you got friends, relatives, customers, potential clients, whatever you want to call them, just share the link that you have, share that with them, and they can jump on that webinar next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
How do you physically do that, Bruce?
Well, in your back office, you've already registered.
Yep.
There's the link. I don't know if that link's up there right now or not. I haven't even.
It doesn't show it when because I click on it and it goes back and it just says you're registered. That's it. That's the only information on that.
Okay. Well, there'll be a link sometime beginning of the week.
Okay.
That'll be up, so that you can share it. Just like Dave shared this one with me. You'll be able to say, hey, just go watch this.
The only thing I could think of is have them go pre-register, and that might give them the link.
Yeah, well, the pre-register is great. The only reason why we pre-register is that we know how to set it up, right?
Yeah.
Are we setting up for 3,000, 5,000, 7,000? What are we setting up for? So that we make sure that nobody gets left out. And what we really want is it to be oversold. Absolutely, we'd love to have it. That's a great story. And since we're going to videotape it, they'll be able to see it all. But it's long. I mean, it really is for Valentus people. I mean, this is an information seminar. This is an information training, all that kind of detailed stuff. And, that brand new person sit through 8 hours of that stuff and go, oh, man, there's no way I can learn all this. So it scares somebody.
Turn off the prospect, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. And that's actually it's amazing how fine-tuned you have to get. Not enough, too much. Not enough, too much. And so one of the things that Ron Williams is really good at, he's been in this industry long enough and he knows, but his production crew have a really good way. Now that little video you see at the end of our webinars right now, that, Ron did that. What if, Valentus, and he did that. So the one he's going to do for Team Up will knock your shorts off. I mean, it's going to be like it's going to be like an ESPN start of the Final Four or the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was one of the most exciting meetings that I had ever been invited to. And when just to hear is Ron going to be speaking on May 1st?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants to be and hear that man speak. I have probably never been moved like I was moved by his presentation 3 days ago. It was absolutely where everyone wants to be in network marketing, and the man is a genius, and I am just so excited with his involvement.
Ron's very polished in what he does. He's been doing it for a long time. And he's got his own conceptual ideas of how to do certain things where. This whole little topic of the little evergreen tree, how it grows through the seasons. It's powerful and good. Yeah. But everybody on this call right here, right now, I mean, we really got to make sure everybody understands. We have in the Valentus family, and I don't care if it's the Herbalife family, I don't care if it's the New Skin family, I don't care, take any network marketing. The leaders in all of these companies within this industry, a lot of them are very good motivational speakers. A lot of them are authors. A lot of them are very good teachers and trainers. A lot of them are just plain good speakers and entertainers. And that's great. And for people that need that type of motivation. But understand this, in the push for the sports market, we've got to be able to sell product. And we've got to produce product that those people that are in that space of exercise science, sports, teams, all that kind of stuff, we produce a product that they want. If we can do that, if we can produce products that are needed and wanted, you won't have to do too much motivational speaking. They're going to buy. And the buying is where you as distributors make profits. And my job in this whole arena here is to make sure that you're making profits. Lots of good speakers out there, lots of good motivators, lots of great books, lots of great records, lots of great recordings, all that kind of stuff. But even Eric Worre himself, right? Everybody's been to his trainings 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times sometimes. And it's all good stuff. He brings on great entertainers. But at the end of the day, if you're not selling product, you're not making any money.
Yeah.
And that is the name of this game. The name of this game, if you want to play, is to get products in the hands of people that will use it and reorder it. If that's not happening, good luck with all the great speeches. And I've heard some great speeches in my lifetime. Halftime speeches, before game speeches, and motivational stuff all day long. But at the end of the day, we want to sell millions and millions of units of our product line to the world that will use them and stay on them for a very long time.
Yeah, couldn't be said better, Bruce, because every success that I've ever had has been having 10 times more customers than distributors.
Well, distributors get complacent. They're a lot like athletes, right? After years and years, goodness gracious, the Olympian trains 4 years before he gets a chance. He or she get a chance at a gold medal. Sometimes players play since the time they're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, all the way up to the time they're 45, and never win a championship. Some don't start playing sports until they're in high school or college and luck out and get on a team that goes right to a national championship, right to a world title, right to something great. And it's just the luck of the draw. But the drive that they have comes from within. I mean, very few athletes have to sit through if you're athletic and if you're competitive. I have a daughter that's unbelievably competitive. I mean, she got a full ride scholarship to play volleyball at a Division I school. And when she comes, she's here with us now because she's going through her internship here in Phoenix. She wants to become a doctor. And when we get on the pickleball court, she kicks my ass because she's so damn competitive. I go, and I've had two back surgeries, shoulder surgery. I don't move as well as I used to. And she won't. No, Dad, you got to beat me. I'm not letting you beat me. And I don't feel sorry for you. But she's got that innate drive, right? And as business people, my wife is very, very good at what she does. And she doesn't have to sit through hours and hours of lectures to do that. She's got that already kind of within her because she knows the harder she works and she accomplishes certain goals in her own little profile of her business, then she gets bonuses and she fights for those bonuses. She really doesn't have to be motivated to do it. She just wants the bonuses, so she'll go sell more. Now, some techniques and trainings to do that are helpful. Don't kid yourself. And hey, don't get me wrong. I think it's all important. But at the end of the day, you're in this business, I believe, to make money. If you're in it for friendships, that's one thing. Great place to be. But if you're in it to make money, the only way to do it is to move product. You move product. You grab a handful of people together, strategize quarterly how to move X amount of units through your business, and you'll make all the money you ever dreamed of. Teach those people to strategize how to sell product through each one of their individual distributorships. You'll make a boatload of money. And that's how it's done. And always rely on those customers. If people falter, if people fail and don't get it or don't want to, remember those customers that's your safety net. And for me, if I was doing this, I would have more customers than distributors by far. Mm-hmm. Then I wouldn't have to worry about my distributor base because then I could just show them a check what I make my customers. I watched one guy in a company out of New Zealand. I was with he was making 38,000 a month, and he never went to a meeting, never got on a call, never ever left his home, but he had a good internet base and he had customers. And the amount of volume that he did by selling this particular product, he made 38,000 a month. What a great way to do it. All he did was keep track of his customers. I can't even imagine what he would do if he would have taught people to do what he did. Just selling products, making profits, selling products, making profits. I go, wow.
In the company I owned for 14 years, our number one earners were people that had customer bases. In Lori Torrey area out of the East Coast, she had 50,000 orders a month.
Just from customers.
Product.
Yeah.
And she had, I think, in total distributors, less than 10.
Yeah. Now that's a sign. That's a sign of a good product, right? I mean, yeah. That's a telltale sign. If you have a product line or a service, whatever it is, and only your distributors are ordering it and reordering it monthly to get a paycheck, that's when these attorney generals of these individual states of ours come and go, hey, got a question for you. What's your customer base like? Well, we don't have any customers. We're just distributors. Well, that's almost like money laundering. I'm spending $300 a month to stay qualified, and I'm sharing that with my upline. We do that every month. So, and it's very hard, and that's very difficult to get to that mark, that benchmark you set for your company. You're never going to get to $1 billion that way. You just won't.
Exactly. Well, everyone, this has been absolutely amazing again, and make sure you hit Dave Nelson up for the invite to the Call a Week this Tuesday. Get your free memorabilia, get yourself registered, get ready for the big launch. Dave Jordan has invited all of you into the beta program and start that process rolling. So, Bruce, thank you again. I'm inspired once again, and looking forward to the May 1st event.
It's going to be fun. Lots of new announcements. Valentus is changing. It really is. And it's changing for the good. It's expanding. This is what we need.
Awesome. Thank you all. Okay.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay. Bye-bye.